congratulations to Miami. They played really well. Thought their kids were well prepared and executed. We had a hard time, obviously, when you turn the football over twice in the first quarter, and it just became a time of possession mismatch. We were not able to stop them, even though we held them to some field goals enough. And offensively, when you look up in the third quarter and you see 400 yards to 87, 25 touchdowns or first downs to 5, you know, I mean, we got to hand it to us out there tonight. And it's a bad feeling, and offense, defense wasn't good enough. Highlight of our football team was our punter tonight. And that's sad when you have something to say like that. But Caden Fordham did a tremendous job. That was really the only high point of this game. We got a bunch of good kids that'll go back to work, and that's what we're going to focus on.
Hey, Coach, I got to hand it to you. Your birthday's on December 3rd, right? I have a couple of family members on that day, so it's a good birthday to have. So I was just kind of noticing how to loosen things up a little bit. With all due respect, you played a great game against Georgia Tech, number 8. And do you feel like you needed to play as much of a perfect game, knowing full well that Miami has lost to 2 unranked teams? They're going to look to put a lot of points on the board so they can try to get back in the college football playoff picture.
Yeah. Still caught off guard on my birthday question, man.
Well, you know, I try to loosen it up. Hey, listen, I got some family members. Good birthday.
Yeah, I mean, look, the last time they came to Raleigh 2 years ago, I don't think they scored a touchdown. And so I knew they would respect us and put their best foot forward. Across the board, they're a very, very talented football team. And the fact that they didn't play up to their ability in a couple games, you don't expect that in our game. You expect them to play as good as they can play. And definitely have seen that throughout the season in some of their games. And their skill positions, their tight ends, their quarterback when he's on, their running backs. Their right tackle's fantastic player. I mean, their D-line's as good as anybody's, and we played Notre Dame. That's a really, really good D-line that was out there tonight for them. And so he's got a lot of talent. So our margin for error is very small. And first drive, you know, we have a positive play on the first play. We knew we'd get him to jump off sides on the second play. We don't even have a play called, and our receiver jumps off sides. We don't even have a play called, you know, like things like that. You just got to really execute in games like that and find a way to get into the fourth quarter where it's a game, and then anything can happen. And we did the opposite, you know, and we turned the football over twice in the first quarter. What a recipe for disaster. And weren't able, you know, depth-wise on defense to play that many plays and play the way that we needed to play.
Dave, you guys didn't cross midfield to like 5 minutes left in the game. You know, what did you kind of see from the inconsistent, you know, what kind of led to inconsistency on offense?
Well, we couldn't block them. I mean, it doesn't matter what you call. You know, every time you call a play, you see a guy in the backfield on the snap, you know, and they're splitting double teams, running around guys, blitzing through guys. They played way faster, way more physical than we did tonight, and you got to give them credit. Obviously, we need to get back to work.
Is it product stunts, anything, just team speed?
Same stuff they do. I mean, they blitz opposite the back, they slant their line when they do it. There wasn't a whole lot of new things by them on either side of the ball. They just executed better than we did.
Coach, the birthday thing was designed to lighten your mood a little bit, but last week they
just got my ass kicked. And you're not
no,
gonna
I understand. I understand.
It's ain't funny to me. You understand that?
No, I'm not trying to be.
I do shit for a living.
No,
okay.
No, I understand. I'm just okay. Last week, obviously, Miami went ahead and beat Syracuse. Was there anything that you actually could take away from that particular film that you were able to apply in your preparation for that?
I mean, obviously, we didn't apply anything.
Okay.
We didn't execute.
NC State has got 2 games left. I know you said you did not talk about the bowl when I asked you that earlier. How do you approach this next 2 weeks, this build-up?
One at a time. One at a time. You know, I mean, everything's about right now getting back to Raleigh, getting our guys healthy, getting them refocused, and playing Florida State. I mean, you got 2 teams that are both fighting as hard as they can to resolve their seasons. You know, and so it'll all be about them, and then after that, it'll be about the next one.
You mentioned the blocking. Was it more interior?
No,
or
it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Compared to teams past, do you think it'll be harder to kind of keep this locker room together through the final 2 games?
No, they'll be together. I'm not worried about that. Will we be good enough? That's what we got to go work on, is execute. You know, we've had spurts of that all season. We just had a great game of that against Georgia Tech, and so this team won't quit. I promise you that.
What are your thoughts about Malachi Tony, who can make a lot of plays, and Carson back too?
Great player, can do anything on the field. Obviously, you saw him throw one tonight, through 2 maybe. But very talented. The fact that he's 17 years old is pretty amazing. They got a really special player, man.
CJ, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, CJ had the turnovers early, and there was conjecture that maybe when he had the turnover in Durham, that maybe that he got misaligned in his head. Did you see anything? What was your response to the turnovers in this game?
Just told him to keep playing, just to move on to the next play. And obviously we have a lot of faith in CJ. He's shown that he's a great player for us. And, you know, you can't get on a kid about something he already knows he messed up and make him better. You know, it's more about getting him to move forward and get to the next play, let him get on the iPad and see what happened and move on from it.
Some thoughts about Carson Beck? Carson Beck, the quarterback. Any thoughts about the way he played at all?
I thought he played really well. I mean, he completed his last 13 balls. You know, I told our staff during the week, and he throws as pretty deep balls I've seen. Gives guys a chance to run underneath it. He's very accurate. Only chance you have against him is to get a lot of pressure and get him, frustrated. And if you can do that early, you got a chance. And we weren't able to get enough pressure on him tonight. Thanks.